It's that time of year again to celebrate your girlfriends for Galentine's Day. And what better way to celebrate than by taking a page from the founder of Galentine's Day, Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. She is a lover of all things waffles, whipped cream, sweets, and of course, brunch. So I'll be showing you how to make your very own brunch charcuterie board for your next Galentine's Day party, which will be on Zoom this year, unfortunately. But that just leaves more waffles for you. All right, let's get started. The very first thing that you're gonna need for this project is a charcuterie board. Mine is marble and square, but you can pretty much get them anywhere at Target or Bed Bath & Beyond, any place, Amazon. You can use a cutting board. You could use pretty much anything. You can use a piece of wood that you've finished. It's really, your world is your oyster, but this is the one I have on hand, so I'm gonna be using this one. So the first thing that we're gonna make is our waffles. I'm using boxed waffles because it's easier. You can make your own if you have more time, but this is a nice quick way to make your waffles and have them all look uniform. I have this Birch & Bender's Paleo waffles because I can't have gluten. So these are the ones that I'm using, but you can use Eggo waffles or anything that you like. So we're just gonna put these and we're gonna bake them in the oven so we can do all of them at once. You can do this with a toaster, but the oven is way faster. So I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees and I'm gonna get a baking sheet. And I always cover it in foil just to make cleanup easier. And I'm just going to evenly spread them out on the baking sheet. And I'm gonna go take these to the oven and bake them for 6 to 8 minutes, depending on crispiness that you want. While our waffles are cooking, we're going to start on our bacon. I just laid down another piece of foil so that when our waffles come out of the oven, we can just replace this on our baking sheet, and that way we can just reuse the same baking sheet, which is why we did waffles first so there wasn't greasiness all over. So we're just gonna take a piece of bacon. Your hands are gonna get messy on this one, but that's okay. You're going to rip it in half, and you're going to kind of make half of a heart shape with one, like so, and then connect them at the bottom and do another half of a heart shape. And I think what I'm gonna do is overlap the first piece of bacon onto the second piece of bacon to kind of help it stick together better, just in case they kind of fall apart while they're baking. Our waffles are out of the oven, completely cooked, so we're going to transfer our bacon onto the baking sheet. I'm just gonna lift this up and transfer it onto the baking sheet. I let this cool for a little bit so it's not super hot, but you wanna be careful not to burn yourself. So we're going to put this into the oven for 15 to 18 minutes at 400 degrees. While those are in the oven, we're going to start putting together our charcuterie board. I'm gonna take my waffles and I'm gonna place them down the middle, stacked on top of each other, so they make a cute straight line. Next, we're going to be putting on some fruit options. So for the fruit, I got these little glass bowls at Dollar Tree. They come 4 for $1. They're amazing, so we're gonna be using these. Make sure that you do clean them before you put anything inside. I have some blueberries that I put in, and I'm just going to put that over here on the side. I have some bananas, and I'm gonna place the bananas about halfway down. And then I have some raspberries, and for the raspberries, whoop, I lost one. I'm gonna place that in the middle on the other side, just so that we can make this even out. And then I have some strawberries that I've cut, and I'm gonna put those down here. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, it looks like we have 2 reds on one side, so I'm gonna switch out the bananas with the raspberries. Next, we're gonna add some toppings. I'm gonna start with some walnuts. I love a good walnut on my waffle, and I'm just going to put that here in between and just drop a few walnuts in here. Then I'm gonna make some whipped cream to put in this because Leslie Knope would be so upset if we didn't have whipped cream. So I'm just gonna take some heavy whipping cream and I'm going to put it in my mixer until it's whipped up. You can add sugar to this. I am not gonna add sugar to this one because as you'll see later, there's gonna be a lot more sugar added to this. So I think it would just be over the top. But you're welcome to add sugar for taste if you'd like. And I'm going to place that whipped cream right here. Next, we're going to add some chocolate chips because what are waffles without some chocolate chips? So we're just going to fill a big old bowl full of chocolate chips. I'm gonna fill it all the way up. And we're going to place that on this side of the board. Now it's time for some maple syrup. I am a stickler for maple syrup, so you want to make sure that you're getting actual maple syrup instead of the fake stuff. Make sure you pay a little bit extra just for the good stuff. You will thank me later. It is amazing. I have this super cute glass cream pourer that I'm going to use for the maple syrup. I got this from my Nana, but you can buy your own at a home goods store like Target or any place like that. And pour in our syrup. And our syrup is gonna go right here. Then for a topper that everybody loves, we're gonna add some peanut butter to this. Yum! So I'm just going to grab another one of these dishes and I'm gonna scoop some peanut butter inside. And I'm gonna place the peanut butter right over here by the maple syrup. Now it's time for a topping everybody loves with peanut butter, some Nutella. I have these smaller dishes to put some toppings in that are a little bit sweeter, so we're gonna put the Nutella in these tinier dishes. So I'm just going to scoop the Nutella out into a tiny dish. So I'm just gonna place this by our maple syrup so we have all of our toppings there. Next, we're gonna add a little bit more sweetness and use one of our tiny dishes, and we're gonna be putting on some sprinkles. I couldn't resist putting sprinkles in this, and I had some Valentine's Day sprinkles in my cupboard, so it's the perfect addition. So I'm just gonna place those over here. Now it's time to take a look at our bacon. How cute did these little heart bacons turn out? I think they turned out pretty darn good. So we're going to place these guys onto the wood portion. And I'm just gonna stack them up with each other. I think that those turned out so well. I was a little worried that they wouldn't work, but they turned out pretty good. Now it's time to add some more sweetness. I got these dark chocolate dipped raspberry marshmallows from Target, and oh my gosh, they are just, oh, they look delicious. And I'm just going to stack these over here on this side, just to add some definition to the empty spots that we have over here. You can just kind of fill the empty spot in with these delicious marshmallows. Now we're gonna add some more sweetness, and I got some mini donuts that we can stick on here as well. And I'm gonna stack these donuts over on this side, and I'm gonna alternate them so that people can choose between powdered and chocolate if they like. It would not be Valentine's Day without a little bit of candy hearts. So I got jellied candy hearts and the conversation hearts as well, and we're just gonna place these out and about to kind of fill in those empty spaces. So we're just going to place them in empty spots, especially the corners. And if some fall off, that's okay. We can always add them back on later. So I'm just gonna place these guys into nooks and crannies and just fill in empty spots that we have. And I'm also not putting anything around the syrup because people will want to pick that up and pour it. Now it's time to add our sliced butter. I waited to do this just because I didn't want the butter to get all warm. So I'm gonna place this into one of these little glass containers as well. And you could also make your butter smaller if you'd like, but I kind of like the size of the bigger ones. And I'm just gonna place that butter right over here. I'm gonna move some marshmallows. I didn't leave enough room. There we go. And then I can put some more hearts in here. All right, I think that we're finished. Oh wait, I can't forget the most important thing. What would a Galentine's Day brunch be without mimosas? So let's make some mimosas. I'm using orange juice and Prosecco. You can also use grapefruit or really any juice that you want. I feel like grapefruit might be more red, but they didn't have any at the store, so we're going orange today. You can make one for each of your guests, but this one's gonna be for me. All right, and here we have our delicious Galentine's Day charcuterie board. Other things to think about is serving utensils. You can use small spoons or knives for the toppings. But for the most part, people can kind of jump in with their fingers. If you're worried about germs, you can always put in serving utensils for each little bit if you'd like. It looks amazing and I am so excited to dig into this. Is this not the most delicious brunch board you've ever seen? Leslie would be so proud of us. And dare I say it, it might even be binder worthy. I'm really excited to dig into this. If you like this video, you should click right over here to check out some more Valentine's Day projects. And don't forget to click right up here to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next week for another DIY project where we get crafty and nerd out.